Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another review, and today we are taking a look at the S.H MonsterArts Nargacuga from Monster Hunter. And usually when I have a review in which I think a figure is either really good or pretty bad, I say it up front, I want to keep things honest, and give my true opinions and get them, I guess, across. And I don't save it till the end so people don't miss them. That being said, this is going to be one of those reviews. And there might be a little rant coming up. I didn't really script it or anything. I'm just kind of going off the top of my head. But, this figure, man. Now, let me tell you right here, man. Let me tell you. This figure is incredible. Like, I'm pretty sure I said something along the same lines as what I'm about to say in my S.H MonsterArts King Kong review. But if you told me this was a S.H MonsterArts, I'd be like, no way. If I didn't know S.H MonsterArts, or I guess this figure, I didn't know it was from them, and you told me, hey, this is a product they put out, I'd be like, no way. No, that's way too high quality for MonsterArts. Because that is what this is. That is exactly what this is. When compared to a lot of the other figures that S.H MonsterArts has put out recently. Really big emphasis on recently. This figure is about $80. And it is so good. It's a really decently sized figure. It feels hefty. It feels a lot more like an action figure than most S.H MonsterArts. Not all, but most. And it has a lot of accessories. Not to mention, the paint apps are really good. You don't get really messed up eyes. Mainly because the eyes on this are pretty small and they don't have pupils. No messed up paint on the teeth. Everything is painted very well here. I'll grab his alternate head because yes, he does come with an alternate head to show that off. Not sure how well you'll be able to see the teeth. Camera doesn't really want to focus. Here. Oh. You can see everything is painted nicely. Even just on the head itself. Focus, camera, focus. The eyes are painted in nicely. No paint slopping off. It's got a lot of color variation. The wings themselves, as you can clearly see, how they start out black and transition into this reddish, kind of pinkish color, not gonna lie. And it all looks very well done. It's not splashed on. It's not splotchy looking. It's not goopy looking. You turn this guy over and you have this grayish color with brown highlights. On his forearms, you can see in between the armor sections pinkish as well. Everything about this is painted so well. It has a lot of attention to detail paid to it. And did I mention the price point? This is an $80 figure, and it comes with so much. It comes with this whole alternate tail. This is the original tail. I just swapped it out and did not want to change it because I don't want to touch these again. But you get the whole extra tail bit. It's not gonna stand, I don't think. Never mind, it is. I usually go into accessories later on in the video, but I'm not today. You get an alternate head, like the whole head, which this has a minor issue. I'll get into that a little bit later. You get a cut-off tail piece, which is also painted very well. Um, hold on, I think I lost the thing. You get this first release bonus. This doesn't come with this doesn't come with all of them. Only the first release bonuses, but I'm gonna include it here anyways. And on top of all this, you get a brand new stand and base, and a base that's done very well. It actually even has some paint on it as well. Not much. You know, there could have been more. Oops. The moss detailing could have been painted. But it's no big deal. And the stand. The stand is so good. Mine is a little bit loose at one point, I believe. Which one is it? I think it's the middle one. But that's fixable. You wanna know why? Because it's got screw holes. I'm like knocking everything over. It's got screw holes that you just tighten up and bam, you're good to go. And on top of that, the clamp, which is specially made for this figure, I should say, is really tight. You know, I have to put in effort to open and close this thing. So it's not like Rodan 2019 where it just opens opens on its own, I guess. The point is that one is really loose. We'll get more into these later. And again, this figure is $80 MSRP. Now, if you want something in the $80 range in the Godzilla line, you can get the S.H MonsterArts Godzilla 1954. It's okay. This version, or not this version, mine is custom painted and slightly modified on the head. So yours is not going to be painted like this. It's a lot more plain. And for $80, this figure really, no, just no. This figure should not be $80. Or if it is, it should come with a lot more, because it is a small figure. The paint apps are okay on this one. Before I painted it, of course. But you just cannot compare this to this, and yet they're the same price. How is this so much better than this? I have no idea. And I really hope Tamashii brings up their Godzilla line to this standard. Now, let's get on to the actual review. I don't know much about MonsterArts. I mean, not MonsterArts, Monster Hunter. These figures are probably what are going to get me into the franchise. But I have looked at clips and pictures of Nargacuga from Monster Hunter World, which I believe this is based on. And it's really good. It looks spot on pretty much. I think the red on the wings, or pinkish, could be a bit brighter, a bit more red. But it gets a pass. Like, it's not entirely accurate, I think. Again, that's just my opinion. I haven't even played the games. But it gets a pass because it's done well anyways. And, you know, the paint you get on this thing is incredible. So I guess let's just go on straight to articulation. And this guy is very well articulated. I will say, right before we get into articulation, mine kind of has an issue. So if you see here on his other head, I believe this is called a hinge. The right hinge, this little section here, likes to pop off, undoing the jaw, which is a minor gripe. It doesn't really pop off unless you open the mouth like super wide. And I'm pretty sure I can fix it. I just thought I'd mention that here. Otherwise, this figure, 10 out of 10. Like, 11 out of 10 even. So his mouth opens and closes. He can look down really far using all the joints. I'm not gonna cover like each joint because that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the neck alone. So yeah, not gonna go over each individual one. I'm just gonna move his head down as far as it'll go, and you can see for yourself the range. I'm going to do this off camera just because I haven't messed around with this guy too much, so I don't want to break it accidentally. That's as far as you can look down, and he can look up quite a ways as well. Oh yeah, that's the squeaky, new squeaky joint sound. Yeah, you can pretty much look up as much as he needs to. Did I mention how well everything is painted? His arms, you have a lot going on in the arms. For starters, I guess these sections here, those come off. They are used mainly to just fill in the wing a little bit better. Oh, I'm not even getting this on camera. This section is the one I'm talking about. They're kind of used to flush out the wing a little bit better. You don't really need them. I just put them on because I wanted to see what it was like with them on. And I can remove them, I think. I haven't tried removing them. But I'll try on camera, and hopefully this figure does not break. Oh, that was easy. I didn't even get to move it. But basically, there's a ball joint, tiny little ball joint, which you should be really careful with because that will for sure break if you're not careful with it. And it just goes into, I'm not sure how I'll be able to get this on camera, into a socket there that's like got a groove as well. Now, without it, I'd say that's fine. You know, the wing looks fine to me, especially if you bring it, hold on. I know I'm not getting this on camera again, I'm sorry. Bring it back further, that looks pretty good to me. There's not a huge difference in it. Here. This is without, this is with. I guess that is a pretty big difference, but you don't necessarily need it just to cover that gap because you can just move this forward. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the other one. Well, here, I'll show off a little bit of articulation. It moves slightly, but not really much. I'm gonna remove it though. Okay, this one does not want to come out easily. Huh, I don't know if I should leave that one in or not because... Oh, never mind. It came out really easily for some reason. I just moved it forward a tad and it came out, but it's not broken. I'll show you in a minute. See? Not broken. I believe those have like specific sockets they go into, so one goes specifically into one socket. So I would be careful with that. Anyways, moving on to the rest of his arm. He has hidden blades that retract, or come out. Not retract. I don't think these are removable. I checked the instructions and it doesn't say they are, so I don't believe they are. That's a neat feature. I'm pretty sure that's like an attack in the game. Again, haven't played it. This moves, it's on a ball joint, it moves, it rotates. I've heard reports of these being loose. They're not necessarily tight, but they're not loose either for me. You know, they keep their pose very well. His fingers, his paws, they have a hinge, I believe, so they can move slightly up, slightly down. His hand can also move down quite a bit and up a decent bit. His arm, that's about as much bend as you'll get out of it, and this is the entire arm straightened out. He's got a ball joint. Oh wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Again, I haven't messed with this too much. He's got a ball joint in his arm, and he's got a joint here as well. The point is, you can do pretty much everything. His arms can go 360. I don't want to do it just because it's a little bit difficult to move his arms. And he's got a joint is a joint in his shoulder. I believe it's a swivel. Swivel here, as one certain person says, and same on the other arm. Then he has a joint in here, here, and here. That allows him to do a pretty mean ab crunch. Like, oh wow, that is a very mean ab crunch. Yeah, he can do one. He can do a real good one. It's really good for pouncing. And I don't think he can go too far back. No. That's about as far back as you're gonna get him. So not too much. His legs are on ball joints, I believe. They can go that far back. Not too much forward. No, they can go forward enough. This guy's joints are weird. Like, they really are. They're gonna need some taking. I can talk, I swear. They're gonna need some getting used to. His leg is straightened out fully like that, and bent back fully like that. They kind of push back to them, so this must be the limit. I wouldn't push it farther than this, because you risk breaking it. And then he's got joints in his feeties, so like 2 joints here. That allows, oh, he can turn here as well. So yeah, oh, I just popped out. Well, you know, it's a ball joint now. That's not because it's loose, that's just because I pushed it too far. Let me try and get the leg back on. There we go. Easy peasy. His feet can go back that far, and even his little paws are on ball joints, I believe. Okay, I forgot to mention this. He's got a really loose tail. It's this joint here. I'm not sure if it's just mine or if it's a common issue. I believe it is just mine though. I don't think I've seen anyone else's, and it's a pretty easy fix. I just haven't fixed it because I thought I'd leave it for the review. Because why not? And his tail, you can get a really good bend to the side, but I believe because of how this figure is engineered, you can actually get it pretty high up as well. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty high up. Okay, let me get him in a walking pose at the very least. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. New joints are always scary because they make the noise, and like, and it'll probably be alright, but like there's always that chance that it won't. So it's best to be careful. Yeah, articulation on this guy, great. 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's a pretty good pose. Yeah. Now, accessories. He comes with, oops, this little tail bit that you don't swap out here, actually, because what you do is when you have his original tail on, you take this one apart, and then you pop this one in. Oops. Come on. There we go. And that's how his tail looks. I'm not going to attach it just because, like I said before, this kind of hurts and I don't want to take it out. But essentially, when you want to add this part in, you remove 2 sections. When you want to remove the meaty bit, you remove the very top section. That's pretty much it for swapping the tail out. Again, be careful. There we go. Something funny, by the way, is that the instructions mention this is pointy, like the very tail tip, but they don't mention this is pointy, which I find quite hilarious. So yeah, those are his tail accessories. You get the wing bits just to flush them out a little bit for when he's got his wings in a more splayed out motion. You get one for each side, obviously. You get the first release Hunter bonus, which is nice. It's a nice addition. It'll probably get lost, and sadly, it's not really painted, but I mean, I wouldn't paint this myself, so it's understandable why it's not. And, oh, right. This is his anger face. From what I understand, he kind of goes into a berserk mode. His eyes light up and his ears flare out. And he goes crazy, or berserk. This is his normal face. Both are done very well. I'm not going to switch them out because it's kind of difficult to do. But just pretend it's on. There we go, good enough. And then you have his stand, which is actually pretty big. It's as long as his body is without the tail. It's quite heavy. Like, this is, again, yeah, it's quite heavy. It's painted, not as much as I would have liked. I would have liked some more browns and greens, but at this point, that's just like nitpicking. And the 3-arm stand, which he can go onto. We can try and put him on. Again, mine is kind of loose, so I don't really like doing it as of now. I need to fix it. But, oh, his hand popped off. Come on. Work with me. I'm trying to make you look good. There you go. Popped right back in. Oh yeah, I should probably fix his tail. Gotta be careful not to pop off that bit. I'm getting messages on PlayStation. Hopefully that doesn't make it into the video. And you pretty much just, I believe, put them in like this. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. So I'm gonna try not to move him too much. But as you can see, these bits, they go right here. They like, oh, yeah, I put the camera lower because he's small or short. These bits support this bit, and the clamps go around. I guess the middle section of his torso. Thought I dropped something. Should be more careful. Again, once you tighten that screw, that bolt, it'll be fine. Like, I'm confident it will hold him like very well and very securely, because the clamp holding onto Nargacuga himself is actually very secure. And as I say that, it wants to fight me. But yeah, I'm gonna have to tighten this up a lot. But you can get him into some pretty neat poses like this. Don't you dare fall on me. And like, you can see he is massive. When propped up like this, he's taller than my Godzilla Earth right now. So I'm not sure if I should do a size comparison now with him standing up. I'm not gonna do it standing up, you know, just because it might seem a little bit unfair. But I will leave this in the background. Now I gotta set him up again. There's that squeakiness again. I popped his tail off, I know. Give me a second, guys. I really don't want to pop this one on, but it is what it is. Ah, that hurt. Those spikes hurt. And almost there. Bear with me, guys. Trying to make them look good. Trying to do this figure justice. He does not want to cooperate. There we go. That's a pretty decent pose. Oh, I put it, yeah, put his tail on wrong. Give me a second. It's late, guys. Like, bear with me. There we go. And fix his feetsies. Can't even see those, but I'm gonna fix them anyways. Just for you. And I'm gonna get my phone to focus on him. Move this out of the way because it's disturbing the camera. Okay, now, size comparisons. I already brought up 54, but just one more time. 54 is taller, but I think mass-wise, Nargacuga takes the cake easy. Like, this feels light. I feel like I could throw this around. This is a bit heftier. This feels a lot more like an action figure than say this. And again, I'd say total plastic wise, he has more, like, in his body alone, not even counting the accessories. I'll do a side view like this, just in case. Yeah, that probably demonstrates that a little bit better. His tail's not straightened out, but you got the idea. And just one more size comparisons. There's another Monster Arts figure coming out from another Monster Hunter figure coming out from Monster Arts, but it hasn't released yet, or at least not for me. So I can't compare them. But here is the S.H MonsterArts Rebirth mold, very common mold. This is the 1995 Burning Godzilla version, but you get the idea. Final thoughts. This figure is really good. It's really good. Like, how this is even a Monster Arts is beyond me, because this is much better than a lot of the Godzilla figures put out, especially in recent years. I cannot stress this enough. The early S.H MonsterArts figures for Godzilla were really good. You know, you had your Space Godzilla, you had your King Kong. He's not really in the Godzilla line, but I'm gonna throw him in it anyways. You have Burning Godzilla, which I showed off. Trying to think, Mecha Godzilla 2, or is it? Yeah, I'm gonna say Mecha Godzilla 2. But recently, you know, you've gotten releases like the Mothra and Rodan set, which are really bad. There's so much to go into. Like, prices alone are one thing. You know, you get so much more in this set than you do with the S.H MonsterArts 1954, and they're the same price. So that to me is just crazy. But even just in paint quality, and you get accessories, and they're all painted nicely, and they're done very well. Even if the prices for Godzilla stayed the same, or were cheaper, I guess, where is the quality and dedication put into them? You know, I'm pretty sure I'm not getting across what I'm trying to say correctly. Just do this for Godzilla. Make good Godzilla figures for reasonable prices. I got my Nargacuga on sale for about $65. But had I paid $80 for this, I would have been fine with it, because it's just that good. Like, it's just such a good figure. It's beyond, way beyond what recent S.H MonsterArts have been doing for the Godzilla line. You know, the new GMK figure that's coming out, in the promo pictures and the prototype, it looked miles better than what the in-hand figure looks based on pictures I've seen. You don't get a beam with that figure, and it's $10 more expensive than the original. Excuse me. When you're really not getting a difference. Not same. Oh no, the same goes for Burning Godzilla 2019. that figure was horribly painted. They took out the accessory that came with the cheaper standard release, and again, they brought the price up. But yeah, I don't know what Tamashii is doing with their Godzilla line. They need to step up their game. Like, both S.H MonsterArts Monster Hunter releases look insanely good, and you are getting a lot of accessories for what I would say are reasonable prices. Yeah, I'd say $80 is perfectly reasonable for this guy. Again, I got it for cheaper because I'm cheap like that, but I would have been okay with paying $80 for this figure. I think there's a car outside, so hopefully that doesn't come out in the video. But yeah, pretty much 11 out of 10 for this figure. It is crazy to me that this is an S.H MonsterArts release. Like, just because of how much work has been put into it, you know, the painting, the accessories, the articulation is pretty surprising, even for MonsterArts. And the price point. Like, it's not gonna get much better than this. Or maybe it will, with Rathalos, I believe. We'll have to wait and see. But as for this, if you're planning on picking this up, or you're considering it, just do it. Like, go pick it up. Because once they get off the market, they're gonna go up in price like crazy. So yeah, you're considering it, definitely pick it up. Like, it's so good. Like, so good. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, do all those wonderful things you guys do, and peace. I'm sorry I made this one super long.